Hi, it's Dr. Bob Graykowski, your peak performance doctor and creator of the Better Brain Blueprint. It's important to make sure that we use our brain appropriately. One of the best things that you can ever do is constantly be creating a memory process in the brain. It creates stronger nerve connections, which as we get older allows our brain to function more effectively. And if you think about it, memory is a linking of different processes. When you learn something, the first time that you learn it, it's like you can't remember it. So I'm not sure exactly how to move that way. If you're learning a sport or a dance, I'm not sure how to remember how to say something or what I heard, or I can't remember exactly everything that I saw. So the more that you create these layering patterns like a slinky in your brain and nervous system, the stronger memory patterns, the stronger nerve connection within your entire body. Keeping our memory is one of the most important things you can ever do for long-term health and vitality. Our brain is a memory organ. So I want to teach you a technique today that we teach in our classes. Now, this technique is actually been around for thousands of years, and it's a process of showing how the brain layers processes of things you're already familiar with. If you think about today, we have our cell phones, and most people don't even remember their husbands or wives or kids' phone number. They just put their name and plug it. We aren't using our memory near as much as we used to. So we're actually creating a shrinking of the nerve pathways for memory. So doing this process in your daily activities is super important for long-term health, vitality, and it gives you a lot of confidence too, because you can actually impress your friends as far as remembering things. So what I have here next to me is a grocery list. A lot of times people go to the grocery store and they've got this list written down. I never make a grocery list. I can have probably up to 60, 70 things on that list, and with this memory technique I'm going to show you in a moment, I can tell you, like, I would know exactly what number that is. For instance, number 16 on the list is brown rice next to me. I can't actually see the list, I just know that the list is memorized. So let me show you how this works. It's called the loci method, or it's in a specific location. So there are five sections to each spatial place or room. For instance, if you go into a room and you start to go around the room, you want to visualize certain things in that room, and you want to visualize what is on the list, and you'll remember immediately how to go around that room and what was on the list itself. So if you're a right brain creative person that is more experiential, more emotional, and you basically like to use your imagination and creativity, you want to start on the right side of the room. If you're more a logical thinker or left brain, you have more analytical, you hear words and sounds, you want to start on the left-hand side of the room and go around. So let me show you how this works. I have 20 things on the list to my side, and each one of those lists have a specific location. So like I said before, take each individual room or place into 5 different processes. So if I look at the list next to me, I cannot see the list. You can see it on the video, but I've memorized this just by things I'm already familiar with. So you want to create your own pattern. My pattern is I know how my house is set up in different rooms. So you can do this with your own home or your own vehicle or your own location or own way that you drive. A guy named Andy Bell holds the record for memorization. He memorized 100 decks of cards. And he did this within just a couple hours using this technique. He lives in London, and he walked around London and different places that he knew that he walked to work every day. He would visualize a spade, the jack of spades, sitting there at the on a bus bench. And he's visualized all these things that he created up in his own imagination ahead of time for each one of the links to different places, and he was able to know exactly what that card was just by the number and where it was at. So let's chunk this down for you. Remember, this is important for your overall brain health, and I want you to start doing this. When we teach a class, I'll say, how many things you think you can remember on your grocery list? And most people say like 5, maybe 10, but not necessarily the exact order out of 20. And by the end of our classes, we've got people that know these exact numbers and what the list is backwards and forwards just by this technique. So let's go through it. On the list to my right, we've got 5 different spaces for each place. So number 1 position for me is getting in my car going home. So as I get in my car, I see a bunch of butter lettuce all over the inside of my car. As I go out on the road, the next place of the 5 positions is a bunch of eggs everywhere, and I'm smashing these eggs as I'm driving down the road. And I'm hearing them cracking. I'm seeing it squish out on the road. As I pull up into my driveway, I can see that there's almond milk, and I'm slipping and sliding as I come up. And off to my right, there's a bunch of apples stacked up of the driveway. As I go to unlock the front door, is Greek yogurt sliming all down the front of my door. So the first 5 positions, there's butter lettuce in my car. On the road, there are eggs. As I go up the driveway, there's almond milk. To the right and left of the driveway, there's a bunch of apples stacked up. And then as I go up to the door, there is this Greek yogurt. So as I walk into my home, I go into the kitchen. And I go left to right. I'm a more analytical thinker, so I go left to right. If you have right to left, you can go into your kitchen. You can pick whatever, whether it be the dishwasher, or a refrigerator, or a sink, or the stove, or the oven. So on my cooktop is wild salmon that is cooking. In the oven are sweet potatoes. Next position, number 3 in that room, is my refrigerator. And so in the refrigerator are blueberries. Next is my sink, and I'm washing a bunch of kale, okay, for my smoothie in the morning with my blueberries. And then to the right of that is our dishwasher, and I have organic dishwashing soap. Now, as I go into my family room, there's a specific chair that I sit in. In that chair, it's an area that I think about, so I see a bunch of walnuts there. Walnuts are the shape of the brain. I do a lot of thinking there, so I see walnuts the size and shape of my brain. To the left is our dog place. My dog's chewing on a bunch of broccoli. She's just chewing on it. She likes to eat vegetables, so she's chewing on broccoli on the dog bed. In the fireplace are a bunch of strawberries, and I can see these strawberries, and they're all hot, and they're kind of flaming up. To the next to that is the television, and I see an almond commercial, Blue Diamond almond commercial. So these almonds are like dropping out of the sky, and they're bouncing all over the place. This is my own visualization. And then to the right is our couch, and there's a bunch of grass-fed beef. In fact, there's a big cow sitting right there that's chomping on some grass. So that takes the next room, my family room. As I go into my bedroom, as I walk on in, I see brown rice all over the floor. And then as I go, my wife's closet, in her closet are cleaning processes, bath soap. So organic bath soap. In my closet is the next thing on the list is Tom's toothpaste. So it's healthy. It's not a lot of fluoride. It's very healthy for the body. And on this list are healthy things for the brain and our nervous system. The next thing is in our bathroom, in the bathtub, are lemons. And then the last thing on our bed are a bunch of chickens. These free-range chickens have free range in the entire room, and they're flying all over the place. So that's how I just remembered 20 things on the list. I literally just made this list up, wrote it down, and had it memorized because of my pre-memorization drills. So you can take specific rooms that go around your home or on your way home, at your office, and you can visualize 5 different points. It's important. 5 is important because the middle one you'll typically remember, okay, and then you can pick the first and second, and the third, or the fourth and the fifth. So 5 is a good number for picturing in the room. Remember, if you're right brain, start on the right-hand side of the room and picture 5 different specific locations, whether it be in the kitchen, the dishwasher, the sink, the refrigerator, the oven, the stove, or if it's in your family room, it could be a certain chair, it could be a fireplace, it could be on the floor, it could be on the television, it could be on a stereo. Whatever it is for your location, pick 5 locations and do this over the next week. Take 4 or 5 different rooms and then write down your list and just visualize these things. See it, taste it, smell it, use all of your senses to create the memory pattern. That is so important for your overall health because it creates a better, stronger, healthier brain and nervous system in the future. So this is another Better Brain health tip of the week. Use your memory more. Don't rely on your cell phone. Rely on your brain and your nervous system. Until next week, have an awesome day.